Alright guys, TouchRabbit here, and before we get into the recap of Wednesday, I do want to touch on a thing that we obviously talked about yesterday in the Maddox, and a change that was made after that video went live. So this is from Treyarch yesterday. Maddox recoil tuning. After yesterday's multiplayer weapon tuning changes went live, we saw the Maddox begin to fall more in line with the rest of the weapons in its class, with the exception of one change which we certainly heard the community voice on. You guessed it, recoil. Effective immediately with today's update on consoles, we've reworked the Maddox first 5 shots in its recoil pattern. This will make the first, the fourth, and the fifth shots feel more like the original recoil prior to this week's update, while the recoil on the second and third shots increase slightly from their original value, yet remain controllable. This update is planned to go live on PC tomorrow, along with a list. Okay, so it's already live on PS4 and Xbox, I guess, as well. And this is a big deal for the Maddox. Using it last night, it's definitely more viable and competitive than it was after the initial update. I'm not sure whether it's completely viable yet, whether other guns could still potentially take its place, but it is crucial to mention here that the Maddox may well be back in not quite full force. Quick Draw 1 and Quick Draw 2 are not as good, stock is not as good, and the recoil is slightly increased, the damage is also slightly reduced, but it's definitely way more competitive than it was yesterday, so maybe we'll have to take back a few of the things I mentioned in yesterday's video. We'll have to see how the meta goes going forwards. So let's get into the recap here. Like if you enjoy, subscribe if you're new as always. 100 Thieves played Denial at map number 1, absolutely smoked them, 250 to 74, the entire series wasn't particularly close. Denial looked pretty decent yesterday against Heretics, but 100 Thieves pretty much wiped the floor with them, at least in this map. 32 in 13 for Priester. Map number 2 was much closer, 6-4 to 100 Thieves in the end. Pretty back and forth game. Once again, Priester did very well. Octane, I think, was the real star of this gridlock search and destroy. Octane with that sniper, pop in 2 pieces, left, right and centre. He clutched a pretty crazy round as well for 100 Thieves to take that one. Map number 3, the control was just pretty damn convincing. The couple of close rounds here or there, but 100 Thieves, they know themselves as a pretty damn good control team. Once again, Octane was playing very well, so 100 Thieves looking impressive here. Whether Denial will prove to be the complete punching bags of Division A, or Division B, sorry, we will have to see. But 100 Thieves definitely looking much better than yesterday's loss against Splyce, so we'll have to see how they continue to improve, as I would presume, going forwards. So this is the finisher to that map number 1 here, with 100 Thieves just closing this one out. They get this nice hold onto this hardpoint, and yeah, Octane's here in the water with the ICR, and there's nothing that Priester cannot do right now with that popping the 2-piece with that slam. And yeah, Kenny just had a really good series as well, but all things considered, Priester's stopping people hopping up, and yeah, there's just no chance here for Denial to get back into this hardpoint. Wellers gets a 2-piece with the ICR, but it's not going to matter when Slash is hitting shots like that. GG. So this is the body count for the entire series here. Octane, Priester and Kenny are the MVPs according to EasyMac. Once again, I'll leave the link to his Twitter and all of this good stuff down in the description box below. So yeah, Octane had a fantastic series, almost double positive. You know, same with Priester. Fantastic stuff. So Series 2 of the day was E6 versus Heretics, and Heretics actually lose the map 1 hardpoint again. They lost the first one to Denial, I think, yesterday, and then they lose again to Enigma 6. This was, you know, I had this predicted as pretty damn close series. E6 win map number 1. Going into map number 2 here, Heretics took it comfortably. Their search and destroy really looking good right now, and I think that's a very crucial factor. A lot of these teams in this division are very closely matched, and S&D and clutch factor more generally is crucial. Now, Enigma 6 got pretty much railed in this map. Lucky went off again. Sukru was doing well. Haven't seen like too much out of Sukru so far, but Sukri, or however it's exactly going to be pronounced. But yeah, this guy went 6-1, only died once. Pretty remarkable. And then map number 3 was pretty convincing for Enigma 6. This does tend to happen to some extent with Control, where once you go up 2-0 and you get your specialist first, and especially when you go onto the defense, almost impossible for Heretics to come back from that, especially on a map like Arsenal Control. So yeah, E6 took the control comfortably, and it really took a barn burner of a couple of maps from Heretics to get them back into this series here. They win map number 4, 250 to 170 on frequency. They're up a lot more than this, but they managed to close out their victory, leading the entire way, as you can see by EasyMac's box scores right here. And yeah, Journey went off. The gun skill was On point for Heretics once again, and yeah, the composure that they're showing right now is impressive. Map number 5, they won 6-2. E6 just got railed in both search and destroys on the back of Heretics. You know, the sniping coming into effect, the kind of pinches the Heretics were playing was really, really impressive. And yeah, winning both search and destroys against Enigma 6 to take the series is, I guess, what it takes, because E6 are a very solid squad, but they managed to win 3 rounds over 2 S&Ds. And, well, that's not going to cut it. So this is that final round where Heretics go down into a 3 versus 5 against Enigma 6 here. So Diabolic, I think, managed to pick up one in just a second here with this little weird corner and angle he's playing right here. And, yeah, it's Kismet who picks up the kill. So as you can see, you've got Cade, number 7, flanking all the way around, and Metals is just going to about to get behind him on the minimap here. So, yeah, that's a big gunfight for him to win. Gets it back into a 3 versus 3 very quickly indeed. And, yeah, the trades are nowhere to be seen. Look at the plays. Look at the blue arrows on the map. Like, they're nowhere near each other. Kismet is going to have a very difficult time staying alive here. Frosty maybe be able to play a pinch, but he gets spotted out. And, yes, he has his specialist in his back pocket, but Diabolic is shooting all over the place. And, yeah, it's going to be a very difficult situation with 25 seconds left to get anything done with that bomb down. And, yeah, the advantage falls with Heretics. And from a 3 versus 5, it's a round you really can't lose as Enigma 6. But they play it super separate. Frosty gets caught, you know, sliding or whatever the hell he was doing. And a nice corner from Sukri ends the game for Heretics. So this is the final scoreboard if you want to have a look at it. Lucky and Journey are the MVPs, according to EasyMan. Next series was very interesting. EUnited versus Excelerate. That's BZ's team. That's Fastballer's team. Map number 1, relatively comfortable for EUnited. Never really looked close in this one. They win frequency. They just batter Excelerate, which is interesting considering Excelerate beat Envy like by a similar scoreline. Map number 1 yesterday. Map 2, Excelerate took it home. 2-6. There was a situation here. BZ shot bodies in like round 2. I'll show it in just a second. And, well, it didn't come back to bite them in this search and destroy, but did it further down the line? You will have to wait and see. So EUnited basically got crushed here on payload, search and destroy. The S&D of, as I say, the S&D of these teams right now is super important with how good these guys are and how closely I think they're matched, which is why Heretics and Excelerate as well I think have been so good here, and also Splyce have been very good because their search and destroy is exceptional. Map number 3, I was not expecting Excelerate to come away with this one, but indeed they did. And yeah, 3-1 overall in the control. Map number 4, EUnited crushed them. So both hard points, it wasn't particularly close. This was Seaside on this one. They got fantastic rotations. Once again, RCs just took over at one point, got streaks. BZ was very good as well, 25 and 13. He was popping off all over the place. And yeah, Fastballer and BZ had a tough time of things, as you can see on the scoreboard there. And then map number 5, 6-5. It came down all the way to a game 5 of round 11. I'll show you the clip in just a second here. JCap went 6-6, right? But he was like 1-5 or something the round before. And he just went off the last couple of rounds. Just when you need that kind of player to step up, it happened. But of course, RZT's is 14-6 in the meantime. So this guy, man, there is just nothing that can be done against Alec right now. Just crushing fools. So this is the clip from map number 2 where BZ nearly clutches a 1v3. He kind of destroys the second player right here and then just shoots bodies and then loses the round, which is a pretty baller way to play it. And yeah, will I come back to bite him? We'll have to see in just a second right here. So anyway, BZ gets taken down. Then this is the game 5, round 11. And, well, we see what JCap does to pull this one off. So, they're heading over towards this B-bomb site very quickly indeed. Clay misses a shot, but does give a warning symbol for the guys of Excelerate to back down. They do plant this bomb. Clay tries to get all close quarters, but that grenade did so much damage. Then you've got Clayster trying to retake this bomb site. 5 men from either side of the site. And look at this flank from Fastballer going all the way around. Can the players on the site stay alive for long enough? They're going to fall. Fastballer wraps back through mid-map here. And yeah, Clayster finally hits a shot with his Tempest. Everyone's going to ground. And JCap does so well to win that gunfight on MREs. And then JCap comes back into business. JCap gets streaks. He has this lightning strike, he calls it in, and BZ decides to push him because the lightning strike's coming down. JCap wins the fight, and that's going to spell the end of the game. Oh my word. Look at Clayster, man. Look at this guy. And yeah, this is the final score for the series. RCTs goes 1.26 KD. BZ did very, very well as well. And, you know, look at the engagements here out of a BT. Like, maybe not too much love for this guy right now, but wow, he was a real crucial factor in some of those hard points, making space for his team. So very impressive stuff. Accelerate looking really good. EUnited didn't quite seem the same EUnited that played the day before, but, you know, they're still looking relatively strong. The final series of the night, EnVy versus Splyce. Now, this was a surprisingly fantastic matchup. So EnVy take map number 1, 250 to 217. This was definitely the series of the day. Every single map was super close here. If you want to go back and watch a series on the, you know, twitch.tv/Call of Duty VODs, then this is definitely the one to go for. EnVy with map number 1. Map 2, EnVy take it 6-5. There's a couple of really crucial rounds here. One of them that EnVy threw away, and then one of them that Splyce arguably could have won, but accuracy, like, fluffed the defuse effectively. Now, whether that was his fault or the game's fault, that's up to your interpretation, but EnVy still win it even with Apathy going 3-9. Then you go to map number 3, where Splyce win this 3-2. Every single map was crazy close. EnVy were up 2-0 in this one. Splyce won a big attacking round, and they didn't look back from there, winning 2 attacking rounds in a row to take the game. Streaks came in their favour. Jerd did very well towards the latter half of this map. Looney was dominant towards the start, and yeah, very scary Splyce indeed when you're on Team EnVyUs and you've got to watch them potentially make this comeback. And then yes, map 4, 250 to 234 on Hacienda. It was maybe slightly more comfortable than that scoreline implies, but it was definitely a close one down the stretch. Temp was going off towards the end there, and yeah, accuracy had a relatively slow series again, but the rest of the guys on Splyce really bailed him out at times, and wow, Splyce just... Both these teams looked crazy well matched, and what I was impressed about EnVy with is that they haven't looked great by any means for a fair bit of time. They look pretty good at the PLQ, but they've never proven that they can really compete with one of the best teams in the game, like ever really on LAN. So right here, they really mixed it up with Splyce. But guess what? Game 5, they end up losing. They lose 6-5, round 11. And yeah, they were up 5-3 in this game as well. As you can see, the Easy Mac has said here on the left. And some of the play calls were questionable. They had a round where they sent like 2 guys or 3 guys through the water or something. And then they walk right into Judge Grav Slam in round 11, as we will see just in a second here. So yeah, Splyce versus EnVy was a hell of a matchup. Splyce's S&D was really the difference maker here. Yes, there was 2 round 11s, and I really think that's what makes the difference between a lot of these series right now. EnVy were very good. Can they keep up this performance again when they play other teams? It's yet to be seen, but we'll have to see, because this was a very exciting series and really sets a nice precedent for Division B. So this is the first round where accuracy, this is in map number 2 again, where Assault's sitting back here with the Tempest, gets taken down by Aqua in the end here, and then accuracy goes for the defuse. He reloads the gun and doesn't get on the bomb. He had time to get on it, but it just doesn't happen, and I'm not sure whether he reloaded too early or, you know, he needed to cancel his reload or something, and the bomb blows up. Pretty devastating. I think that was probably the fault to some degree of accuracy, in that, you know, he should have cancelled his reload or something before he went onto the bomb, because it's like, for some reason, it won't let you pick up the bomb sometimes when you're, you know, reloading your gun. So maybe a fault a little bit on both parts. And here we go, running into the slam, triple from Jerd. And yeah, even 200 HP, they decide to hit A when they know that Jerd hasn't used his slam yet. I'm pretty sure they knew he hadn't used his slam yet, because there's no way he got it twice in the game, right, at 10-7. So yeah, I mean, that's just tough, and yeah, Apathy has no chance here, and the game is going to get closed out in the favour of Splyce. That is a tough one. There's Donny Temp. So the box score at the end of the series here, Jerd pops 102 kills. I'm not sure I've seen a series yet on these scoreboards where a player has got into the triple digits, which is, yeah, very impressive. He was a real factor in that comeback. He was honestly good in every single map, and getting those sort of numbers as the aggressive SMG is very difficult indeed. And usually you're expecting Temp to be putting up the 1.2s, but yeah, Temp wasn't quite as hot on the boil today, but Jerd well and truly took over that role. Aqua did very well as well, and yeah, well, what can you say about the guys on EnVy? Hugh just hard carries him so hard, doesn't he? Silly had a pretty damn good series as well, but Hook nearly had the 100 kill margin again, but just didn't work out for them down the line. But definitely the series of the day, promising for EnVy. So these are the standings right now in Division B. We have Heretics at 3-0, EUnited 2-1, 100 Thieves sitting at 1-1. These are the standings if you want to look at them, and these are tonight's matches. Thursday, February the 21st. Heretics Accelerate, Denial, EnVy, Splyce Enigma 6, EUnited 100 Thieves. I think I'm going to go with Heretics, Envy, Splyce, and probably EUnited here. This one honestly is interesting, I think. Maybe even the Splyce matchup as well. To be honest, like, all of these could be potentially close, but I think that EUnited probably will edge out 100 Thieves. I don't want to be predicting 100 Thieves against both Splyce and EUnited and they lose both of them. That would be disastrous. So just going to go with EUnited. But anyway, leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.